Okay, so I'm going to share with you a little oracle session that I did regarding the soul traps. And I can't I can't remember how I went down this rabbit hole. Oh yeah, it was an inquiry by someone a viewer who asked me to do an oracle session. And it reminded me that years ago I had heard about that this is a prison planet and that there are soul traps and that we were trapped to continually reincarnate on this planet and that we can't get out. Um, yeah, anyway, that inquiry sparked this in me. And I spoke about this in, I think, Gene Key 55, God Experience Freedom, where I talk about it and all the little rabbit holes that I went down. But this is the oracle session that I did, and all the answers that I got confirm everything that I heard after I did the oracle session in videos that popped up by other people talking about it, as well as confirming the information that I did see in the Farsight videos. Courtney Brown, they did a remote viewing into Lao Tzu's death, where he actually, he died in at minimum self-realized state, probably full enlightenment. And he also was pulled into the tunnel. He got zapped, the white light tunnel got zapped. But he was saved. He was pulled out. Anyway, and then I think they did some other soul trap videos. I can't remember perhaps called The Controllers. Anyway, so I just thought I would share with you the findings that I got in my own oracle session. And, look, I'm a total mess when it comes to oracle sessions. So my questions and answers might be a little discombobulated, but they're pretty good. So right away, this planet is a negatively controlled soul trap planet. Yes. The white light, and in my mind, I'm thinking white light tunnel is false. Yes. Then I switched to, well, what about, and in this question in my mind, because in meditation, particularly, well, really only when you have an active Kundalini process on, you see these, at least I did, and I'll speak from my experience, this massive, what appears to be white light, but it's really not white light. It's this crystal clear light that just goes like that. But it seems like it's white. You call it white light, but it's this clear light, right? But it appears white, kind of like not white, but clear. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, seeing this quote unquote white clear light in meditation is seeing this false prison planet matrix. No. Is this a Kundalini kind of chemical reaction? I get a warm yes. And then I go down here, a couple of, this white clear light in meditation is pure consciousness. Yes. Okay. So we have to really be clear about the light that we're seeing. So when we die, or this white light tunnel is going to actually be white, a color. You're going to see white, okay? And it may even be blinding. But there's the light of pure consciousness, which is this translucent, transparent light, which is what you are. It has no color, but it appears perhaps to have perhaps a whitish color. And I think that happens because there's reflections of other light around it. Can't explain that now. It's kind of like, I'll explain this in a Zoom call. Like, you can't really see the light of the sun. It's coming down. All you can see are things around it because it's reflecting. I hope I'm not saying this right. You can tell it's a white, clear light of pure consciousness, the sun. When you're walking past your car and the sun is hitting your windshield, and suddenly that light is like in you, and you're like, oh my God, it's not a white light, it's this clear white light. So you know what I'm talking about. We've all been blinded by it. So there you go. And that's how we can see it, because there's a reflection. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. The tunnel of white light is artificial. Ding, ding, ding. When I get a solid yes, that means you've understood enough that you can move forward. When I get a ding, 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 that means like, yes, you've understood it all. Okay. And a simple yes is like, yeah, but there's a whole lot more to know. Okay. Um, At death, we go, some people talk about going into, don't go to the white light, we go to the black void to be free. And I get the answer, no, don't go to the void. Well, I think the void is what's holding us together. Anyway, there another light at death. Yes, there is another light at death. Ding. That light is what I was talking about, that light of pure consciousness, which is a translucent, clear light. Are we being forced to return to this planet against our will? Ding, ding, ding. Let's see here. And then I wanted to ask about the spiritual teaching of like clearing karma. Is that a false teaching? Clearing karma from the subtle body is a true spiritual teaching. Ding, ding, ding. However, um, put the what we all know is that these negative controllers, this archonic force, uses truth and twists it. And so we've been made to believe that we have to reincarnate continually on this planet to clear the karma. And while it's a true spiritual teaching that we do collect karma and it rests in our subtle body, and that as we go along, we do have to clear that karma for our subtle body. So here's the question. I said, putting the negative controllers aside, are we forced to clear karma on the same planet? No. So it's a true spiritual teaching, but we do not have to come back to the same planet to clear karma or to learn lessons, quote unquote lessons. Okay. Do we return to Earth to learn lessons? Oh, this teaching is false, that we have to return to Earth to learn lessons. Yes, it's a false thing. Enlightenment frees you from the soul trap. Yes. Enlightenment is awakening and living from the fourth state. Yes. Is there a way, let me see. Is there a way not to go into the tunnel after death? No. And I re-asked this question, let's see, on the fourth page. It's very difficult to avoid being zapped after death. Ding, ding, ding. Being zapped is going into the white light or the white light tunnel. And Lao Tzu had the same experience, that even though he died in a state of enlightenment, that he too was pulled into the tunnel because, there is probably some disorientation happening created by this artificial structure. And he too got pulled in to this white light tunnel, and he got a little zap. So he got disoriented. So it's very difficult to avoid being zapped. Okay. And this is what Farsight also discovered. Just some more questions of the same kind of genre. One must die in the fourth state to free oneself. And I got a yes, but a warm yes. And sometimes it's the way we word things, like I use the word one must die in the fourth state. And that's a little bit too terminal use of a word. So I said, if we die in the fourth state, we can avoid the white light. Yes. So we can, but it's very difficult to avoid that white light tunnel and be zapped. And then I was in my head talking, and I said, this is very difficult for many people. So what if What if you've just become self-realized and not yet really fully embodied enlightenment? I mean, enlightenment is like a lifetime process because it's the process of removing yourself from attachments and identifications within this world, people, images, everything. It's letting go of all attachments and desires. And that's what gets you trapped, is that these beings will come to you and they will say, oh, don't you want to fix your relationship with your son or your husband or whatever? And you're like, oh, yes, because you have an attachment. So the process of enlightenment, full enlightenment is living in the fourth state, but also having no attachments to earth. And that's a very deep thing. And so to die at that high level, particularly on the planet, so many people are, so that's enlightenment. And some people are now just hitting self-realization. They recognize the pure translucent, transparent light of pure consciousness that they are, but they haven't yet deepened or embodied this realization, enlightened themselves by releasing all these attachments and identities and worries and desires and all that sort of stuff. So I was having this conversation in my mind, and I said, so having all this, it must be very difficult to, we can be self-realized or even partially in the state of enlightenment. And then I just said, are there beings that will help us? Yes, to get to the point, like I've said enough, right? There are beings out there helping to free people who are at the minimum self-realized. Yes. So there's help out there. Okay. What else do I want to say? And now just kind of talking about, let me go back to the first page, if you don't mind. Okay, I think those are all the questions that I will talk about in this video. Let's go here. And then just talking about as more people, and I was asking, how can we break this matrix? How can we break down this whole archonic structure? And I said, as more people become aware of this, will it break this false matrix? No. And Courtney Brown talks about that the only thing that will break the controllers is disclosure. And that's what I asked. Will disclosure break the controller's archonic matrix? Ding, ding, ding. So he's absolutely correct. And I would agree, because disclosure about, our ET communications, off-planet communications, off-world worlds. I mean, to think we have to disclose to the public that, yes, we've been in contact with other beings, other lives. They've been here. This is where we got our technology, blah, blah. That would break everything. Okay. So we have to have disclosure. And then I asked, well, will disclosure happen in my lifetime? Yes. Well, I should have asked a time frame, because, what if I live 20 more years? That's not quick enough for me. Anyway, and once again, oh, and then I said, but we actually really need more people to awaken to the fourth state. Ding, ding, ding. So that is a level of self-realization. You'll have to do your own research about what the fourth state is, but it's going beyond the waking, dreaming, deep sleep. It's going beyond manifestation. Okay. So that's really also really important to breaking down this archonic artificial structure. And then I asked, sorry to say this, any Gene Keys human design soul contract people out there, astrologers, I'm really sorry. But I also said, and I don't know why I kind of asked this so forcefully. It's almost like it was coming through as a statement. We need to forget systems. Ding, ding, ding. So look, and this is coming from these answers are coming from like the highest perspective, meaning um, the goal of our spiritual journey for all of us really should be, will ultimately be that we come to self-realization, enlightenment, that we let go of all attachments and desires and live from the state of pure consciousness, this white, translucent, transparent, invisible self that we are, that you're actually resting in right now, but you just don't, you're not aware of it, and it hasn't woken up in you. It's being, awareness, and bliss. So it's waking up to that and living from that. And so what we've got now is a whole slew of people that over the last 15, 20, 30 years have been waking up to spirituality, but spirituality is really not, doesn't, let's just say like more new agey stuff, which is why I was totally involved in that for many, many, many years, but it never really satisfied me. Like, anyway, and the new age, and this happens in the beginning of our journey anyway. Sorry, I'm going off on a little tangent, but then we wake up and we get our astrology charts, we get the gene keys, the human design, all that sort of stuff. But that's a trap. And I did another oracle session talking about these systems, and I will just say that they are part, well, we will get trapped here on planet Earth by thinking that these systems are going to lead us to enlightenment. They will not. So your path has to be a little bit different if you truly, truly want to free yourself from this planet. You know, if things don't change. Okay. Let's see. Systems. Do I want to say anything else? If we die in the fourth state, we can find the five. Yes, 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 yes. And I think that's all I want to say about the soul trap. So, in my opinion, from my investigations, yes, 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 this soul trap, prison, planet, false, artificial white light tunnel is not the truth, and we are trapped, but there is a way out, and the path is let go of the systems, or at least let go of your grip of the systems. And these are all outward facing systems, right? Reaching, trying to become something, yeah. When in reality, your true freedom will be waking up the pure consciousness within you. The path to enlightenment, meditation, sorry, contemplation just doesn't cut it. And letting go of all attachments and identities and desires. So that's really the path that will save you from being trapped and zapped. But never fear, we will have help on the other side. Okay, till next time.